Hi, friends.
Hi, you guys.
Bonjour, because we're French-speaking people now in
We
progress.
we are in progress.
We.
We.
Sorry, that fit in very well.
It did.
Wow. We're already cringy at this. Okay.
A little bit. A little bit.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 32, I think, because numbers. That's right. Oh, look at me go. I'm so good
Yeah.
at numbers.
You got it.
I can count to 32, you guys. Isn't that amazing?
But just a 32.
Right. I don't know what comes next. Is it 42?
Maybe. I don't either. Wait, I don't know either.
No, I said 42. One, because the same reference that I use for the number 42 is in the first story that I'm going to read for our topic of conversation today.
Ooh, okay.
So I looked over at my other thing, and the only number on the page is 42. So it was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Love that.
Yeah. Anyways, hello, bonjour, salut.
Como ça va?
Yeah.
Do you know what I said?
Tell us. Yes,
Oh.
I know what you said.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Bro.
I didn't even realize that that's actually what we ask every single freaking day too.
Oh my god.
Or like every episode we ask that, and I can't believe I actually just asked that in French without even thinking about it.
I'm screaming. I fucking can't.
I am just that naturally blessed, okay? It's fine.
We're so good.
But also tell us.
Right. Exactly. Tell us. And also, did you do your Duolingo today? Because we did.
The bird will...
She did. I'm going to do it when we're done here.
Yeah, the bird will... I mean, your friends, if you have friends on Duolingo, will harass you. If you have friends, period.
We're your friends. We'll harass you.
Yeah. Tell us what your Duolingo is and we'll add you. Well, maybe.
Actually, we won't, because Duolingo uses our legal government names.
Yeah, unless we finally reveal who we are, that ain't really happening. But we'll support you.
Right. We'll make fake Duolingo accounts with our fake names and just yell at you from there.
Could you imagine having 2 Duolingo accounts just to be able to like...
Duolingos? Oh my god, that'd be crazy.
Duolingos.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to say that. That was really cringe just thinking about it. Never mind.
Oh,
anyways.
No, I want to hear it. No, say it.
No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. No.
Please. Link, just say it.
It was so bad.
Come on.
No.
Say it. Type it to me. I want to hear it. Okay, wait. I just want to see it. I'm so curious.
Okay, hold on.
I'm dying. I need to know.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I know. I told you it's bad.
I mean, it's actually pretty good though, too.
No, it's not.
I think it's pretty funny. Anyways,
I'm not a funny person. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're hilarious. What do you mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh my god, I made a fucking funniest comment yesterday, and it wasn't even like anything intentional. Like it just kind of happened. Mm-hmm. And it's not even something original. Like it's the most dad joke of dad jokes. I was in a voice call with a couple of my other friends, and one of them had stepped away to get food, and they came back and said, "I'm back." And I said, "Hi, back. I'm Link." And my one friend Amani just lost it.
Oh my god!
Like, because she was gonna say the same thing that I said, but I beat her to it, so she was just cackling. It was the funniest shit ever.
That's amazing. Right? That's such a Nate thing to do too.
Oh my god, I miss Nate. Nate, if you're listening,
me too.
Come back.
Mm-hmm.
Please,
come back, we
please,
miss you.
Don't make us cry. I don't think there's a crying button. Hold on. Actually, you know what? There totally is a crying button. Hold on.
Is there?
It's somewhere. I've seen it. Where is it?
I know there's one that's just sad.
I know. There's
Sad.
my sad button actually doesn't look sad. Like it actually looks happy. I don't know
Does it?
why. But
That's so
yeah, I just did
interesting.
it.
Oh, it kind of does. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. This one looks kind of sad. That's sorrow.
Yeah. Just like kind of pulls the eyebrows down. I think it's a little broken.
Yeah, I don't know. There was another one I was gonna see if I could. Where is it?
Like an
I know
actual
you
crying one.
exist somewhere. Or maybe it doesn't. No, I guess it doesn't. There's just like there's this one.
Oh my god, that's like a tantrum.
It's called Frightened. A little dancey dance. Okay,
Cute.
that's enough of that. It keeps like cutting up my camera for half a second and then
Yeah.
doing the thing. So, apologies, you guys, for my blinking out of existence momentarily.
Just for a moment, though.
Just for a moment, I came back.
Mm-hmm.
I would never leave you guys for too long.
Oh, well, thank goodness.
You'd miss me too much.
We would. Should we get
Anyways,
started with some get to know you questions?
yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep them on like kind of on brand for what we're talking about today. I'm literally coming up with them myself.
Nice.
So I want to know like what's one of your like strangest and shortest like interaction when like meeting somebody for the first time or like going on a date?
What?
I have
Repeat
something
that
in
question.
mind for this. Like, what's one of the strangest interactions you've had where, like, it was kind of like short, like, you met some, like, if you've ever met someone like one time only and, like, just the vibes were off or something like that? Like, I just want to know.
Um, I don't know. Because I mean, if I only meet somebody once, they don't really usually make an impression enough for me to remember.
Damn, lucky you.
I mean, obviously, there's like I work in retail, so there's always like crackhead interactions that are stupid and fucked
Mm-hmm.
up. Or like the really angry Karens, you know. But like,
Yeah.
um, I don't. I met one of my like previous coworkers' friends one time. They came like into the store with them, and just like immediately was like exuding asshole vibes, and I decided that I hate him.
I love that. Not the
Yeah,
asshole vibes, but that you hate him.
right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that because I don't. Nothing else is coming to mind immediately. So
Yeah. So I had this one time where I was meeting somebody from a dating app and we agreed to get like coffee and Chipotle or something. Starbucks and Chipotle. Um, this was like very shortly after, I guess not shortly after high school, but within a couple of years of being out of high school. And so he had me come pick him up because he didn't have a car. And then we went to go get Chipotle. And he didn't get anything, only I did, which was weird and awkward. And then we went to Starbucks too and got like a drink there. And then we come back to my place and I'm like eating my Chipotle and he's just sitting there. Like we're having like a little bit of conversation, but he's mostly just like watching me. And it's so awkward. And so I decided I was like, yeah, I'm kind of over this already. Like this is just not it for me. The vibe is not vibing.
yeah,
And so I like stopped eating my food because he kept like asking me too. He's like, are you done eating yet? Are you done eating? And I'm like, no. Like, fuck off. And so I got up to like put the rest of my food in the fridge. And as I walked by, he smacked my ass. And I was like shocked, like fully shook. Cause like he just was not as like, I don't think he was as attractive as he was like in his pictures. And then also like, he just seemed like not having his shit together and he just wanted to have like a hookup. And that was not what I was looking for. And so I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to take you home now. And he was like, okay, I guess if you say so. And I was like, yeah, I do actually. So let's go. And like, so we're leaving my house, and like, he gets onto the front step, and I like go to like lock the door, and he turns around and kisses me, and it's like time stood still in that moment. And like,
Yeah.
you know, in like movies when someone's sitting there and like time stops and they're like, is this what this is like? And it's like their inner monologue, like talking about stuff. That is literally what happened to me. His mouth was like, so, I don't know what happened, but like his mouth went completely fully around my entire mouth.
Ew.
And I was like, what is going on? And I'm like having an out of body experience. And I'm like, this is like the worst kiss I've ever had in my entire life. I think like his mouth is like a octopus or something, or like a plunger. Like it's just a big gaping hole. And like, I was like, I
Oh
didn't
my
realize
god.
my mouth was this small. Like, and so like I was like, okay. And so we got back in my car, and then I dropped him off, and he was like, you want to park over there and we can like make out a little bit more? And I was like,
Oh my
absolutely
god.
not. You need to leave. And I drove home like, what the hell just happened? And yeah, so never spoke to him again.
Nice.
Yep. Um, I feel like my other question is not very, I don't know, like it's was one of like the like most disappointing things that has like happened. And like mostly mine is like I went to go meet this guy at a restaurant, and I got really nervous to go inside on my own, and then my phone died. And so I
Yeah.
was sitting in my car like waiting for my phone to recharge, but like the battery was so bad, and so it kept dying, and it wouldn't turn back on. And so I was like waiting for him, and I was messaging him, and I was like, hey, I'm here, blah, blah. And then I like went inside for a minute. I didn't see anyone that looked like him. And I get really anxious when it comes to like, like remembering people's names from online and also recognizing them in person.
Yeah.
Um, so I didn't see anyone that like looked like him. So I went back out and hoped that my phone was charged back up, or like would charge quickly enough. And then, so it finally turned back on like 10, 15 minutes later, and I messaged him again. And I was like, hey, my phone died. Like, and I think he just thought I had all the excuses in the world because he blocked me. And like,
Oh.
I think I even tried calling him on his other thing and like explained it all there. And like, the message went through, but then he blocked me there too. And I was like, I explained all
Damn.
of it. I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, my phone died. I was literally there. Like, I didn't see you when I went inside. Blah, blah, blah. Just blocked. Like, it was just a really shitty, weird,
Well, that sucks.
didn't work out situation.
I mean, mine probably actually this was last year.
Mm.
I matched with this guy on uh Tinder slash Bumble.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember which one it was.
Fair.
Um, and like everything seemed to be like checking every box, like very neat and tidy. Like he was um into the same music, loves Taylor Swift almost as much as I do, because I mean it's hard to top. But
Yeah, that's fair.
and he played the same video games as me. Like we even played Valorant together before we even went out on a date. Um, and then we finally went out, and like as we were like talking and stuff, like as the night went on, I just realized like there were little things that he would like say here or there that I realized, oh, he's actually not actually my type, even though I thought that he was. Like, his one, he smokes like
Yeah,
cigarettes, which is a deal breaker for me.
that's fair.
And also like, and like this is no judgment to um like people that are like into this kind of thing, but he was a little bit too much of the like stereotypical flamboyant gay, like dressing up in like the heels and like the makeup and stuff to like go out
Mm-hmm.
to like events or whatever. And I was like, no, that's not really like, I have no judgment whatsoever for people that like to do that. All the power to you.
Mm-hmm. But
That's
like
just
that's not
not
what you
my
want in a
type in a
partner.
relationship, right?
Yeah.
Um, like I've got lots of friends that do that. I've got friends that do like drag, and they're pretty fucking good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's just not what I'm looking for in a partner.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's fair.
so like, and I was really into it before going into like when I was driving to go pick him up, and then from like as soon as I got there to pick him up, he was like standing outside on his porch, like finishing up a smoke as I pulled up, and I was like, okay, well, that right there just ended this whole thing.
Damn.
And then I texted out, like we went out like for dinner or whatever, and it was fine. Like conversation was good and whatever. So then I dropped him back home, and then I drove home, and I texted him and was like, hey, so um like I'm sorry, like I had a good time or whatever. Like you seem really great. I just don't see this going in a long term kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt so bad because he texted me back and he was like, oh, well, I guess I must have like misread this whole night because I was thinking like the exact opposite. And I was like, well, now I kind of feel like an asshole. Um,
I mean, you can still have good chemistry and everything like that, but still have something be a deal breaker.
yeah. So yeah, that was kind of disappointing. I was like, oh, maybe I finally found someone I could be in a relationship with after forever.
Mm-hmm.
But nope.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh well, it's fine.
It do be like that sometimes.
Do we like that all the time?
Yeah, I feel that actually. I'm like, I feel like the amount of people who are interested in me and then like meet me in real life and then are not interested. I know it's probably not actually that, but like I feel like that's how it goes. And it sucks.
Just some people, like there's just little things for everybody that they have that just make or break
Mm-hmm.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just is how it is.
Or like it happens where like you really, really are into it and then like something gives you the ick and you're like, I
Yeah,
cannot shake it either. Like this one thing is too much for me.
yeah. Oh well, that's that.
Well, it's such a good intro into our stories for today under r/dating hell, which is a subreddit for stories of bad dates. And we love that.
Are we going to start with our own first?
No.
No.
No. I've told everybody the puke boy story enough, and like I could talk for the next like hour and a half about dating horror stories for me. I don't want to do that.
Valid. Fair enough. Honestly, I haven't even had that many that went like that bad, and like none of them compare to Puke Boy, and like at all. Honestly, like you kind of got everything beat at that point. um, so yeah, if you're not sure, if you want the context of Puke Boy, just come into one of our streams and ask her about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm sure she'll tell the story again eventually.
I probably would. Yeah. I told it recently too. I don't remember who to.
I was definitely there.
You were?
I don't remember. I'm pretty sure because you were doing it on stream. I feel like you talked about it on stream not that long ago.
I mean like a few days ago.
Oh.
Yeah, like IRL. Oh, I
Oh.
remember who I told about. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Nice.
Yeah. I did talk about it recently.
Oh,
though.
was it?
It's so funny.
Yeah. Anyways, we're going to go into other people's dating hell because ours makes us sad.
Exactly. And we don't want to be sad. We want to laugh.
Right. We want to laugh at other people.
Exactly.
Not cry at our own pain.
Right.
Wow. What a bunch of downers we are. Anyways.
I know.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. This one is from Pixie Sticks 86. I love the amount of rhyming in that name, and also the
Me
sheer
too.
amount of X's. I feel like the letter X is not utilized enough in everyday conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's just titled "I Can't Make This Up," which is kind of funny
Yeah,
because that makes me think it's going to be hilarious.
I know.
Um, so we're gonna skip the TLDR at the top because that kind of gives away stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it includes the words "Please laugh at my expense."
Got you.
Date began wonderfully. I was wearing a long sweater dress, wearing my hair extensions, new witchy earrings, and my Docs. Love the outfit description already. I love my Doc Martens. I
Mm-hmm.
have multiple pairs that I got hella on sale, like $40 each, which is
Love that.
basically unheard of, right?
Yeah, that's
I know,
amazing.
because they're regular like $200. Anyways, um, greet him, and he's wearing a flat cap. I don't know what she means by flat cap. Like a baseball cap? Like a flat brimmed baseball cap?
I think so.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm so over baseball caps.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it's the ones that have like the flat
the flat brim, yeah,
yeah.
like snapbacks usually
Mm-hmm.
have those, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, Green Hibbon is wearing flat cap, which is my strange weakness. It was lovely, and so was he. He made a comment on my breasts and how he wasn't aware how big they were from my pics 10 minutes into the date.
Yikes.
This immediately set me off, but I brushed it off. He said it again later that night. What the fuck? His mother called, which I told him to answer it. Found out that he's the only person she has, which is heartbreaking. His family is pretty awful, so I feel terrible for him. He informed me that if he doesn't talk to his mother every day or every other day, she gets worried. What a mama's boy.
Yeah. But like also it's nice that you're like there for your mom who doesn't
True.
have anyone else.
Now, this can be good or bad. It's great to have such a close relationship with a parent, but I also worry about the future. Anyway, I found out that he's 42. I excitedly announced that he knows the answer to everything. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference, if you didn't already know.
Yes.
He didn't understand the reference, so my nerdy heart was a tiny bit crushed. He doesn't read much. I mean, if it's not your thing, I get it. I'm reading about 5 books right now, though, because I like to switch back and forth. That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Maybe do 2. 2 seems like a good idea. He also wasn't much into Marvel or the MCU, which is one of my biggest desires because I want to nerd out about the multiverse theories and the like. This is also stated in my damn profile. Wow, she's being very aggressive.
I mean, like people get like
Really intense about it, I know.
it's either you're like really really into it or you're not at all, and it's hard
Right.
because it's so huge that like there's so much to talk about, and like
I
you can
know.
watch the entire.
I'm one of the people that I have not seen about 2/3 of the
I
MCU
know.
movies.
And so
Anyway.
like I like connecting with people over it too.
That's valid.
So
Yeah, you're totally valid. I nerd out about lots of stuff when I meet people. It's
yeah. Plus she's already mad, so her tone is gonna
Right.
be worse.
The evening progresses, and I take him back to my place. We start watching Wednesday because he hadn't seen it. Great show.
Mm-hmm.
Things get steamy, and I take him to my room. We're about to, how did the kids say it, hit a home run? I don't think that's what the kids are saying.
No.
She says, I have no fucking clue, clearly. Do the do, that's what I like to say.
Yeah, do the do.
He goes to put a condom on, but needs to use the bathroom. He proceeds to spend 20 minutes in there making every possible noise a human body can make, followed by vocals. Excellent range, I must say.
What?
I'm laying under the blankets, laughing under my breath because this shit, brackets, haha, is so frustrating that it's funny. I'm not having sex tonight after that. I can't. I'm so turned off, and it's not his fault at all. The situation sucked. I was just cackling out of frustration then. I ended up getting dressed, making myself a bowl, and making tea. Yeah. So, I mean, the TLDR at the top says it reads like a rom-com. Cute bar, cute bar, guy meets girl, followed by misogyny, food, and explosive diarrhea. Please laugh at my expense.
Oh my god.
The
That's so
questions that people were
funny.
asking this. There's an edit. Why did you take him back to your place with the red flags? Answer: because I needed to get laid. It had been months and he was attractive.
I
Valid.
mean,
You're
fair.
so valid for that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the top comment. You sound cool. I'm married, so not hitting on you, but 8 years ago I would have dated you. But I probably would have had diarrhea too.
Oh my god. That
Oh, that's
sucks.
fucking
Like, that
hilarious.
genuinely sucks a lot. But, like, also, I totally understand her saying that, like, I'm sorry, but, like, having a guy comment on your chest is, like, so.
10 minutes into the date
10 minutes into the date is so
is
off putting, especially to
nuts.
say, like, oh my god, your breasts are bigger than I thought they would be.
Right.
Like, did you not think that you could maybe keep that to yourself at all for, like, the rest of the day, night, week, month? Like, why did you think it was cool to say that
Because men
at
are
all?
stupid.
Yeah. And then her reading 5 books. Okay, honestly, if I count all of the stories that I'm reading online with all the different apps, it's probably like well over 50.
I mean, that's a
But I
lot.
don't know if I'll ever like go back to them either. Like, they're the
That's fair.
paper
It sounds like
chapter kind of thing.
she's actively
Right, like
reading
actively
5 books at a
reading
time.
5 books that she's intentionally reading. And I'm like, oh wow, a new story that suddenly popped up on my Facebook. Like, okay, I'm gonna read the free chapters and then never look at this again.
Oh my god. Okay, sidebar. I haven't done my Duolingo lesson yet today. And the
Mhm.
freaking widget on my home screen, he looks so angry like he's gonna kill me.
Wait, take a screenshot. I want to see.
Okay.
That's so funny. Is it actually angry?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, because you have like the widget. Okay.
Yeah, I put the widget on my home screen.
Okay, that makes more sense now. I was thinking about doing a widget. Oh, wait, hold on. I want to see this.
He looks so mad at me.
Oh my gosh, she looks like he's about to like cut you.
Right?
It's late.
And it's all red and it's like got an
I
exclamation
know.
mark on it and he's got his
Oh my
arms crossed.
goodness. Sir, calm down.
Right?
Man, the threats from this bird are real, you guys.
I know. I do it
Wild.
right now, but we're in the middle of something.
We are. Duo can like chill.
Right, for real.
Chill, bird, chill. Okay,
Okay,
I got one.
go.
This is from user RB1242. And it is titled, I just went on the worst date possible and I got a rant about this experience. It's long. Part 1. So yesterday we were planning to go on this date and the place I wanted to go to is closed on Tuesdays. So I said we got to reschedule, so we rescheduled it today. So she hits me up around 3 when we're supposed to meet at 5 and says, I'm going to be a little late. I won't be there until around 5:40 unless you want to come pick me up. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll come swoop. She sends the Addy. I look at the address. It's some restaurant. So I say, you getting off work or something? She's a bartender. She says, no, I'm taking the bus and that's the FF1 spot where it stops. And if I wait, then the connecting bus won't be there until 5 and I'll be late. So my antenna's raised because the woman doesn't have a car. Red flag 1. But I wave it off because she's from New York, so I think that's whatever. That's usually what they do out there. Part 2. So I meet her at the spot and she gets in the car and she says, I was trying to throw this can away. I was pre-gaming on the bus. So I look down, the girl got a can of some liquor and then she pulls out a damn fifth of whiskey. I don't know what kind because I couldn't see the label. Red flag number 2. I'm like, ah, shit, she's an alcoholic. So I start driving to the spot and she's just talking like crazy and she's a toucher when she talks apparently. So she's talking and touching like no other while I'm trying to drive. I don't mind being touched, but not while I'm driving. Yeah, no, that's a safety issue, first of all. Also, a first date to pull out a fifth of whiskey is kind of wild, to be honest. Especially if you're about to go to like a restaurant.
I feel like any date you pull out a bottle of whiskey after getting off a bus
Yeah.
and you're getting picked up, that's like, bro.
Oh my gosh.
And you were
That's crazy.
pre-gaming on that.
I know.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Who
god, I
needs a
know.
pregame for a date?
I
Like,
know.
what the fuck?
That's actually
You
wild. And she's
pregame
a
when you're going out to
bartender.
the bars to get trashed. You don't
Right.
pregame a first date.
I know that's wild. And like I know that like some bartenders like I don't know how many bartenders, but like I know it's not you're not supposed to drink while on the job, obviously. But like obviously there's some portrayal of like bartenders drinking with patrons of the
Yeah.
establishment and stuff. But I don't know if that's just in movies or it's probably real somewhere. Anyways, part 3. So we get to the spot and we get out of the car. She's got 15 jackets that come out of nowhere and a hoodie. So she puts on her jacket. She's wearing this crop top, strap shirt, and some leggings that tied up in the back. We walk in the restaurant and the guy says it's open seating, sit wherever. So cool. She fucking just plops her ass down in between two random dudes. So I have nowhere to sit. And the dude sitting next to her looks at her weird. Then he looks at me and I just shake my head. Red flag number 3.
What the fuck?
Honestly, that's so strange to do that. But like, obviously, a girl's trying to get a drink.
I'm gonna fucking just left. And I'm
I know, me
like,
too. I literally would have left. The woman has no home training. That's pretty wild to say. She's not a dog. Anyways, so we get our drinks. She then says she has to go to the bathroom. I go outside, sit down. She comes back, her nose red as shit. And she says, I had to take a selfie. Like you were doing in there, or like you were in there doing coke. I'm no Boo Boo the Fool. She looked like Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
oh
Red
my
flag
god.
4,567. Oh, wait, sorry. Red flag 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Oh, oh my god.
I was like, that's such a
what?
large number.
Oh, I legit, I didn't even question it. I was like, yeah, that does sound like 4,000 red flags all at once. Like, what the fuck?
So by this time, I'm out. I just want to eat and go home. Bro, the fact that you still want to eat is commendable. I sat there being a responsible date. Like if she spoke to me, I'd respond and have a conversation because that's how I was raised. But other than that, I was watching the basketball game. She then started talking about how she likes life to be a certain way. So I said, are you libertarian and believe in free will? She says, no, I don't mean that. After she literally spent 20 minutes talking about the philosophy of what libertarian is, the exact definition. Interesting. I apologize for the vocabulary and grammar. Part 4. So we are ending the night. I ordered some sweet potato fries because I love them and I get them to go, so I pay the tab. By this time, she's been to the bathroom 6 times in the span of 2 hours, and she always says, I'm taking a selfie or I gotta use the bathroom. Come back nose on 10, sniffling like a motherfucker. And every time she goes to the bathroom, she tries to sit on my lap and hug me. I hate that. So the night's over, thank the Lord. I drive her to the bus stop as fast as my car can go. On the way, she's eating all my damn sweet potato fries. What a bitch!
Nah, regular fries, sure, who cares? But you can't touch them sweet potato fries.
Oh,
It's
I'd be
just
so mad if
rude.
I got food for myself to go and someone else had the fucking balls to eat it. Oh
That's
my
crazy.
god. Okay, I'm done. Or he's like, I'm just done. So she can have the fries for all I care. Pulls up to the spot. She says bye, kisses me in the ear, closes the door. I peel out like an F1 car. And when I get home, I see a black thing on the floor and it's her fucking wallet. I'm not trying to see her again for shit. I can't do it. I mean, at least he got her
Oh
wallet.
my god.
Oh my god, that's crazy though. Okay, so somebody had asked, does she store her Coke in her wallet though? And OP said she had a wallet and a mini purse she held separately. Interesting. Honestly, that's wild. I'm most upset about the sweet potato fries.
Right, for real. That's just uncalled for.
Yeah. It is.
And rude.
It really is.
And
I'm sorry, but like,
touch my sweet potato fries.
Like, girl, a fifth of whiskey and doing coke like 6 times in 2 hours?
Doing it once
No.
is enough.
Yeah.
Is more than enough. It's too many times.
I agree. That's crazy. Damn, she just seems like she had some. Either she lives her life very much that way and is happy to do so, but a lot of people I don't think want to. And damn, I'd still be so mad about those fries though. Honestly,
Right?
I'd either start crying if I was hormonal, or I would literally fight someone. Again, probably
Right.
hormonal, but like on the other end. I don't like sharing food very much unless I like genuinely really like the person, or like have like a good enough friendship where like I can also be like, yeah, no, I don't want to share my food with you.
Yeah. Like,
But
order your own food.
right. Like a lot of the times I'm totally fine, but there's those people where you can tell they kind of are mooching off like every situation. Like my friend group, we when there was like more of us and it was like significantly more people in it, there was this one person who like always like showed up and didn't really bring anything, and like every time I showed up I brought like either I'd bring myself a drink so that I had something so that like I didn't drink anybody else's things, or if I didn't want to be drinking alcohol and they did, I'd bring like my own like tea or something else like that, and I'd bring like a veggie tray or like a cheese and cracker platter or something like that to just contribute, because it'd be like a big game night with like multiple people hosted by like my two friends. And this one dude, every single time he showed up, he would just like show up, eat, and then like leave. Like didn't really even participate with the games. There was a different time where he offered to pick up pizza from like Costco or something, and he's like, "I totally got this. Like I'll bring pizza and stuff like that." Brings the pizza, and then later he's like, "Well, you know, I had to pay for the pizza." And they're like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Well, yeah. I had to pay for that." And they were like, "Do you want me to give you the $20 for it?" He's like, "Well, yeah, that'd be nice actually." And I'm like, "What an asshole. Oh my God." Cuz like the last time I saw him at one of those, he just like showed up, acted kind of pissy for no reason, ate a bunch of food, and then while we're in the middle of the game, like he finished eating his pizza, he just like got up and left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have beat the hell out of somebody for that. But that's just me.
Some of these stories are kind of like just weird.
I mean, it is dating hell.
I know, but like some of them are like just by the titles. I'm like, why?
That's fair. I noticed some of them are not like the most well written.
I know. That's why
The
like
last story
I've
was
been
a
going
little
through a
rough for
few
me
to
to
try
read
and
through.
yeah, I've been clicking through some of them trying to find one that's like decent and not like two sentences
Right.
kind of thing. Um, let's see. Oh, this one's called Worst First Date I've Ever Had. That sounds promising.
It does sound promising.
All right, let's just read it. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Back when I was still single and dating around, I went on a few dates in the same weekend. The first one wasn't bad, but it just wasn't a connection. I got home from that and got back on the dating apps and matched with someone new. After a bit of talking, we made tentative plans to meet up the next day for lunch. I suggested we go for tacos. Serafina loves tacos.
I do love tacos.
And she said that she had tacos the night before. I suggested barbecue, and she said she wasn't in the mood. In brackets, it says foreshadowing. Okay. Remember barbecue, and she wasn't in the mood.
Okay. I'm remembering.
I then suggested that we just go to the farmer's market where there's plenty of options to eat. She agreed. She just suggested that I pick her up, but I don't really like to do that on first dates, so I said we should just meet there. It was a Sunday in Nashville when we met up, and the traffic was bad, and it was a very hot day in August. It took a long time to find parking, but eventually we both did. I walked up and noticed she looked a bit different than her pictures. Not a deal breaker by any means, but admittedly put a sour taste in my mouth. She immediately started complaining about the traffic and parking. I kind of brushed it off and just wanted to have a nice time. We went inside and started looking at the options. I'm not a picky eater, so I was kind of letting her make the decision on where she wanted to eat while making suggestions here or there. She denied every suggestion. We walked around the entire place. When I asked anything calling out to you, she replied with, there was this barbecue place around the corner that looked good. I bit my tongue and said, sure, that sounds great. What a bitch.
Wow.
We got the food, I paid for it, and we sat down. We started talking, and the conversation was nice. It eventually came to a lull, and she said, what should we do next? I offered that we go outside and look at all the vendors, so we did. We grabbed ice cream on the way out. The conversation was very one-sided when we were walking around, which seemed odd to me considering it flowed very well when we were eating. We got done walking around and looking at the vendors, and I was about to call it and go home, and she said, what should we do next? Against my better judgment, I agreed to keep it going as I had nothing going on that day and thought, what's the harm? We sat down and started brainstorming. I suggested a movie, and she said she wanted to do something more social. I suggested a vineyard that I know of that's pretty nice, and she said it was too hot for that. I would love if somebody took me on a date to a vineyard.
Me too. Oh my God.
There's a few like near where I live, and I'm just like waiting for someone to do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, she said that she wanted to see live music, and I said, well, that sounds fun, but it's 2 p.m. on a Sunday, so the only place in town that would have live music would be Broadway, which is a touristy part of town that most locals try to avoid. She agreed that we shouldn't go there. We couldn't decide on plans, so she suggested we walk to a nearby bar and get a few drinks while we decided some more. I thought that sounded great, so we did. On the way there, she noticed a group of people in the park doing exercises and made the comment, OMG, have you ever seen such small dick energy in your life? Which put me back, and I said, for exercising? She said, yeah, it's just so desperate. I didn't know what to say, so I kind of just brushed it off and switched topics. We got to the bar and got drinks, started talking, and again the conversation was good. Eventually it came to a lull again, and she once more said, so what's next? I said, honestly, I don't know. I've made suggestions that you didn't like, and music sounds nice, but it's not really an option. She seemed upset by my response, so she stopped talking altogether and stopped looking at me as well. I paid the tab and we started to leave. The walk back to the cars was more than awkward. We got to our cars and I said, all right, bye. And she said nothing. I got a text about 5 minutes later from her saying that was the worst first date I've ever had. I can't always be the one suggesting where to go next and driving the conversation. I felt absolutely dumbfounded that she thought she was doing any of that. Needless to say, there was not a second date.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Bro, you were not suggesting fuck all.
I know. She just sounded like she disagreed with
and you were bringing the conversation to a crashing halt.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
Wow.
And then when you do, like, when you do suggest blah, 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 English, oh my God. When you do finally suggest something, barbecue, it's something that was suggested to you earlier that you said no to.
Right.
Like, bro. I hate when people do that, actually. Like, when you're like,
me too.
Oh, let's do this thing. No, I'm not really in the mood for that. 10 minutes later, oh my God, we should totally do this thing. So, yeah, I said we should do that 20 minutes ago. And he said no. Like, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get your shit together.
Some people just can't be, like, pleased.
Right?
It's kind of crazy. Yeah. You know what, though? Like, I've had that happen, though, where, like, I just don't have a good connection with someone. This one dude, like, we've been talking, and he came over to my place, and he sat on my bed, and I sat in, like, the chair at my desk. And this was while I still lived with my dad, so, like, I only had my room as my space. Yeah. And, like, he just sat there, and I had, like, either American Dad or Family Guy on, and he's like, what is this? I've never seen it. I'm like, you never seen this before? Like, I was genuinely kind of shocked, and he's like, no. And I was like, oh, I think it's a really funny show. Like, it's a lot of just, like, slap humor, and, like, it's mindless, and I just, like, listen to it for the most part, but, like, some of it can be really funny. It's all nonsense, and it's kind of dumb, but, like, there's funny moments. And he's just like, oh, yeah, okay. And, like, doesn't say anything else. And then we're just, like, sitting there in silence, and I'm like, wow, this is awkward as fuck. And so, like, I think he'd come over because he wanted to hook up because, no offense to men, but
They suck.
yeah. And I was like not feeling it at all, and I don't think he was either. And I was like, well, yeah, I don't even know how long we were there for, but then at some point I was like, yeah, do you want to go? And he was like, yeah, I think I do. And then I gave him like this weird, awkward side hug outside, and I was like, cool, bye. Have a good drive. And like, didn't like even say, like, let me know when you get home. Because I'm usually pretty good about that, of like, let me know when you get home safe. I want to make sure, like, just let me know, just shoot me a quick text, something like that. Like, not with that one. That was awkward. Very, very awkward. Some people.
Yeah, some people.
I know. This one's very interesting. It's from Hostdaddy,
Okay.
and they said, I was the bad date. You know what? We love someone who can take accountability.
Right.
But so this one is I've 37 male, been dwelling on youth lately, and for some reason, a particularly bad date experience came front of mind. I guess I felt this would be a bit cathartic to air out. All parties discussed are happy, healthy, living our best lives, etc., etc. When I was 25, I had my heart broken. Happens. She cheated on me with a friend. Happens too. Hurts a bit more. Friend also happened to be a coworker. Was very rough, but if you take nothing else away from the story, time heals all. Some of us just need to know that. Me. Anyways, during this stage of my life, I became a bit impulsive. Weird, right? And I was seeking distractions. There was a girl who I thought, for all intents, was miles out of my league. Tatted out bartender baddie, as you'd say nowadays. She was a mutual with some friends I was in a band with at the time. Side note, yeah, the coworker friend was also in this band and the friend group. So a couple more points, then I'll get to the date. 1. I still had feelings for my ex. We hung out and hooked up a few times during the period between the breakup and her eventual relationship with my friend. It was not pretty or good for me. I would do things differently if given the chance. 2, I was heavily motivated by vindictive feelings. So not long after the first hookup post breakup, it became a I'll be your friend, but that's all, and I'll sleep with you when I feel at low points. I internalized this in the worst ways. Yeah, honestly, that's pretty brutal. Um, that's not a good situation to be in. To have it be on someone else's terms completely and be just a booty call. Because that's basically what it is. Ouch. Then pretty much that day, I get a DM from the bartender. It turned into quick flirting, and we arranged to hang out. In my defense, I never thought this would be considered a date, but as you can glean up to this point, I was also an idiot. The date was a mutual friend was headlining a concert, and I had a couple of buddies opening up for them. We were invited to dinner with the bands before the show and were both down, so the plan was to get her, meet up in the city for dinner near the venue, and then the concert. Again, hangout vibes more than anything, plus she probably wasn't into me just being friendly. She asked when I could pick her up, and I said if I left work on time, I could get her at 6. I left on time, traffic was miraculously empty, and I got there at 5:30. This was not met well. She was still getting ready and told me I'd have to kill time. Women, am I right? But yeah, not like she was getting ready for a date or anything. 6 rolls around and she's a knockout. I say to myself internally. We're chatting on our way to dinner. We arrive at the restaurant and I sit across from her at the table with all of her friends. I'm not sure how really, but the subject of my friend comes up, the one who's had sex with my girlfriend. And in the realm of conversation, I was pretty quick to bring up this gossip, explaining our fallout, and pretty much carried on the convo throughout dinner. Time to wrap up, and we're asked how to split the checks. I agree with the table consensus that we'll all just split per person. We all arrive at the venue, and I do some light chatting with my date and get in some quality bro time with the bands. A good 50% split of my time that night with the groups of people I was with. Perfect split. Then the show ends and I take her home. She was not very talkative anymore, must have been worn out from the show, right? And pretty much beelines out of the car into her door without much more than a thanks for the ride. So at this point, if you're just kind of nodding along, let me make it known. This was a train wreck, I'm well aware in hindsight. This was a date. A nice buffer sort of date with friends around, but a date. Had I showed up on time, super early is almost worse than late, and complimented her. 2, paid for dinner and sat with her. 3, spent the night at the show talking to her or with her. 4, asking her about her, pretty much anything other than talking about my ex would have been better. I may have gotten a more personal second date. I may not have sabotaged myself into believing she wasn't into me, rather than giving her definitive reasons not to be. For all the your assholes reading, you know how when people go through a long-term breakup and they say things like, I need to focus on me, I'm not ready to date yet, I probably shouldn't date yet, this is fucking why. Oh, for all the young adults reading. Sorry, I read too much. Am I the asshole?
Oh my God.
I hope again, if nothing else, you learn from me. Don't be a terrible date. Be confident and love yourself. You never know what can happen. In closing, sorry I was a terrible date. See, you deserved better, and I know you got it. So everything works out in the end. That's fair. And like his point of saying like time heals all is absolutely true. Like
Yeah,
it's hard in the
that
moment a
is
lot of
true.
times too. Yeah, and like even with like my past things and like everything like that, like just time. You just need time. And he's totally right. Like when you like say like I need to work on myself, a lot of the time you really do. Like you're just not equipped, you're not ready for things. Like life can be really hectic and crazy too, and like it's okay to have boundaries and it's okay to say no and it's fine like but also being very clear about that is important too. Cuz this whole time he's like we're just hanging out and she's like I'm on a date and it's bad and he's like I'm chilling like oh, I feel bad for both of them, but everything worked out in the end, so it's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, I found this one.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's it ends interesting.
Okay.
Okay. It says matched with someone I knew on a dating app. She's not interested in a date, but maybe interested in something else. What should I do? And I guarantee the something else that you think it is not what it is.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just out of curiosity. If I just read you that, what would you assume that something else is?
I mean, my mind immediately goes to like hooking up.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I thought too,
Yeah.
until I read it.
I'm so intrigued.
Okay. So I, 32 male, went back on the dating app Hinge after being out of a relationship for 4 years. It felt like it was time to put myself back out there. I matched with someone, 30F, who I have known since high school. We dated a little bit my sophomore year of college and her senior year of high school, nothing crazy. We went on a couple dates and then I transferred to a college away from our hometown and she went to college locally. We drifted apart and both moved on to dating other people. We were still friends and would see each other when I was home, but we eventually lost touch with one another. I figured that we were both single now and both in different times in our lives, so I decided that I wanted to give it a shot. We exchanged phone numbers rather quickly, and we both expressed interest in meeting up. It was hard to find a time and day that worked for both of us. I didn't make anything of it at first because she has a very busy job. 3 weeks went by, and she wanted to have a quick phone call with the potential of meeting up if she had the time. Right before the phone call, she messaged me saying that she would not have time to meet up, but would still call. During the phone call, she told me about all of the guys she has dated on the app and all of the fun she's been having. She then said that she's been seeing a guy exclusively for the past 3 weeks, and that has been going very well. She asked if I was seeing anyone, which I thought was a weird question because we matched on a dating app. At no point during the time we were texting back and forth did she mention she was seeing someone, and at no point did she make her intentions clear before the phone call. Then something really weird happened. She offered to be my primary care physician. I thought she was joking at first, but the more we spoke about it and the more I think about it, I think that she may have been serious. She also wants to stay in touch and talk about our dating lives together. Is this normal? Does this happen to people? I'm looking for a bit of advice. Should I stay in touch with this person? Should I inquire if she's serious about being my primary care physician? What should I do?
What the heck? That's so weird.
Oh my god. I know, right?
Oh my gosh, could
you,
you imagine?
can you imagine fucking this, like, matching with someone on a dating app, and then they're out here like, yeah, do you need a primary care physician?
The craziest part is that it's someone he actually already dated and knew in real
Right.
life. And the fact that she's also like, I want to continue talking about our dating experiences, but like also,
Right.
do you need a PCP? Like, what? Oh my god, that's literally so weird and interesting.
Right.
I actually have a really short one.
Okay.
This one is from Gothic. Is it Chick or Chic? I feel like Chick.
Probably
Chick with 2 C's. Gothic Chick, 2 C's. Sorry, I don't know why I'm being weird. This one's titled My Terrible Dating Experience. It says, Hi everyone, I'm a 20-year-old woman, and I just wanted to share my recent terrible dating experience in hopes of finding some support or advice. I met this guy online, and at first everything seemed great. We clicked over our shared interests, and he was charming and funny. However, as we started to date, I noticed several red flags that made me uncomfortable. He was possessive, often checking my phone and questioning where I was. I tried to address my concerns, but he dismissed them, saying I was overreacting. It became emotionally draining, and I felt trapped in the relationship. Eventually, I decided to end things, but it took a toll on my self-esteem and made me wary of dating again. I know not all experiences are like this, but it's hard to shake off the fear of getting hurt again. I'm wondering if anyone else has faced similar challenges and how you managed to move forward. How do you rebuild trust in yourself and others after a negative experience? I'd appreciate any insights or encouragement. Thanks for listening. First of all, as a 20-year-old woman, that was actually really like thoughtfully put together. Like, I don't feel like a lot of people are like that aware of like being hurt and wanting to trust yourself later.
Right.
Because I think that's a big part of it is like when you're dating, like you really got to listen to your gut with a lot of things, because sometimes when you just like meet someone, you know that they're not it, or like you click and you're like, wow, this someone's like actually really special, and I think that they're wonderful and I click really well with them. Like looking for that comfortability with somebody and someone who like makes you laugh and is like really genuine and like makes you feel safe, I think is so much more important than like having a really aggressive spark with someone. Cause like I'm even learning that right now myself, where like I've had this really intense spark initially with someone. And each time it turns into like me kind of almost falling for someone they're not, because it's almost like I build them up in my mind. And the spark was like so intense that like it's almost like the rose colored glasses come on and everything like that. And then conversely, like, I guess, looking for the relationships where like I feel very safe and like even like where it's just like feeling valued and like appreciated for who I am genuinely as a person is so much more like heartwarming and like long lasting, like appreciated to me in my mind, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but like,
Yeah.
girl, listen to your gut and it'll
Right.
it'll
For
come.
real.
Same thing with the last guy. Time heals all. You will get to the point where like I don't know why I'm talking like I'm giving her advice literally right now, but
Right.
like it comes back with time, and just taking care of yourself and doing things that make you genuinely happy is what matters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. Some of these, like, okay, I'm gonna tell one of my dating stories real quick before we go
Okay.
for the week. So I had it. This was a Tinder date,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I was already kind of iffy. Like, he was kind of cute in his pictures. I feel like this was not long after my ex and I had broken up. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was kind of just like settling for any kind of date at that point.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I went to go and pick him up, and we were going to go for lunch. And he wanted to go for Indian food,
Mm-hmm.
which is not exactly like a date kind of food to me. I
That's
don't know.
fair.
I'm not huge on Indian food, um, like all that often. I
Mm-hmm.
don't mind some of it, but like, anyways, so we go to this restaurant, and it's like a buffet style, like serve yourself kind of thing. So we get our food and we sit down, and this guy is like the messiest, like slobbiest eater ever. Like, I'm
Ew.
sitting there very mindful, very demure on a first date, kind of like trying to, like, present a good first impression.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy's sitting across from me, just like shoving his face with very saucy food. And he's
Saucy.
got like sauce all over his mouth, and like he like chews
Ew.
with his mouth open. It was very gross. I could not deal with it at all, and I knew immediately right there. It's like, yeah, no, this is not going to work. I am not even going to kiss you at the end of this date because that mouth is disgusting. Like,
What that
why are
mouth
you
do?
like this? Like, why do some people do that? Like, I don't understand. Um, so yeah, like it was just like it kind of sucked. And then
Yeah.
I went to drop him off afterwards because I had picked him up,
Uh-huh.
and um, he just wanted to fucking sleep with me. Like, that was
Wow.
really his whole purpose in like being on Tinder in the first place.
Yuck.
Because he tried to get me to like go into his apartment with him, and I was like, no, thanks. I actually have other plans. Not super
Yeah.
like I have other things I have to do today. I'm sorry, like I gotta go. Maybe another
Yeah.
time. And then I just didn't text him again.
Yikes.
Like, yeah,
Honestly,
like, oh my god.
sloppy eaters are like, it's a
It was
huge
so
no.
it was so bad. It was such a turn off. Like, I would have considered sleeping with him if he hadn't have done that.
Yeah. No, that's totally
Like,
fair. There's two people at work, and one of them sits in like the break room, and like
mhm.
you can hear him from anywhere you're in the break room if he's in there eating. It's
Yikes.
wet and loud, and like it's with his
Ugh,
mouth open, and it's like sloppy and
gross.
like I'm like,
Oh god, no, don't do it. Oh my god. Ugh.
it's so bad. I've literally been in there and I'm printing something and I can hear him over the printer.
Oh
And
my
then there was
god.
another one that I experienced. He's in the break or he's in the cafeteria downstairs and I was two tables away from him in this very very wide open area, so like noise shouldn't travel super well. And two tables away, I can hear him sloshing around on his fucking food. And I'm like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now. And I'm like, do I move? It's gonna be so obvious if I move. But like, this is the most infuriating thing I've ever heard. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like one of my biggest pet peeves. It's not good. Moral of the story, please chew with your mouth closed.
Right. Please do, because otherwise it's gross.
Yeah. They do be kind of
Like,
nasty.
learn your manners, especially if you're going to go on a date with somebody where
Yeah. I'm
eating is
like,
involved
yeah.
and they
And I'm
have to
like,
look at you.
I'm not saying you have to like change who you are, but like first impressions are definitely a thing.
Right. Exactly. But
And yeah.
yeah. God, I'm so sick of
Anyways,
being single.
me too.
Oh well.
Oh
Until
well.
next time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully, nobody has to experience any more dating horror stories.
Hopefully nobody gets killed by Duolingo birds.
Yeah, be
I.e.
careful of the bird.
me. I'm gonna go do my French lesson so it doesn't kill me.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I still have a few hours before I lose my streak.
Yeah.
We've been so good, you guys. We have not missed a single day. We're so good.
In almost 2 weeks, yeah.
Right. It has been almost, oh my God, it's been almost 2 weeks.
I know.
That's crazy.
It is
We're
crazy.
so good, though.
We are.
Anyways, we will catch y'all on the flippity flops.
Mm-hmm.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
you guys.